Every young person needs to understand the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich can occur all of a sudden, but being wealthy takes time. If you still work for money today, then you are rich. But if money now works for you, then you are wealthy. It is now time to learn a new concept that will increase our capacity in the process of wealth creation. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. I'm a Nigerian content creator based in Calgary, Canada. In my channel, we often talk about the principles of financial management, wealth creation, self-management, in fact, everything that has to do with money, everything that has to increase your value and make you get money and create wealth for yourself. In a couple of weeks ago, myself and my team, we have taken it upon ourselves to go into forensic research. And this research is all about finding out why a lot of young people today only get rich but do not know how to create wealth. So, and research result has shown that a lot of young people, especially between the age of 25 and 37, don't understand the fundamental principles of wealth creation. And that is why we have taken it upon ourselves to begin to teach, to begin to give new orientation, to begin to give new idea to these young people so that they will be able to understand that financial management is a core objective and a core principle in wealth creation. If you're a young person that is interested to start your own business and you don't know what to do, you want to know how to create a business, how to manage a business, and how to promote a business, then you need to stay glued to this channel because this channel is for you. And if you have already existing business, but right now the business is not growing, it's not doing fine, probably because of how things have changed in Nigeria, how bad things have become. Exchange rate is so bad, interest rate is going high, and government policy is not too good, that you don't need to worry. You need to stay glued to this channel as we are going to be teaching you a lot of important strategies you can use in order to boost your business. We're going to be looking at the concept of savings and investment, which happens to be the backbone of financial management and wealth creation. We're going to be looking at different online business you can venture into. We're going to be looking at different saving mechanism, how to treat loan, how to get one, how to treat loan, how to service loan and debt, and different things. We're going to learn a lot in this channel. Apart from this, if you are a career person who is not interested in business, but you're interested to create wealth, we are also going to be teaching a lot of concepts, teaching a lot of investment mechanisms for you, a lot of investment strategies you can use in order to invest your money and create wealth. Also going to be teaching in this channel some concept of self-management, because self-management is very unique and vital in the process of wealth creation. And what do we mean by this? I'm going to be teaching you how to understand your environment, how to understand yourself, how to be organized, how to invest wisely, how to be self-responsible, how to be financially disciplined. We're going to be looking at all this in this channel. Occasionally, I'm also going to be showing some success vlogging as I coast from one country to another because I travel quite a lot. I'm going to be showing you how I do this, some investment I make and how I make this investment and how successful some of this investment has become. I'm going to be sharing with you and other key aspects of my lifestyle, international living, and so on. Occasionally too, I'm going to be sharing with you some immigration tips for those of you who are interested in immigration. I'm going to be giving you some advice, dishing out, useful tips that can assist you take the decision in order to boost your value and create wealth for yourself. Guys, I'll be taking a short break now, but when I come back, I'll be talking extensively on the core definition, core principles of financial management and wealth creation. But before then, stay tuned to this channel. Welcome back, guys. For those of you who are just joining us, my name is Chris. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please, this is an opportunity for you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that when I make subsequent video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Like I said before, we're going to be talking about wealth creation. Now, what is wealth creation? Oftentimes, a lot of people do confuse the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Of course, these are two different concepts which you need to understand. Getting rich or being rich and being wealthy are not the same. You can be rich, but it takes quite a lot of time to be wealthy. And what is wealth creation? That is what we want to answer in this episode. Wealth creation is simply the accumulation of assets, resources, and investment over a period of time. So when you begin to work, you begin to, generate savings, then, and probably putting your savings into investment. It could be anything, any kind of investment. It could be real estate, it could be in crypto, it could be shares, and so many more of them. Then when you begin to do this, then what you are simply doing is, is wealth creation. Because when you do this over a period of time, those assets begin to generate a lot of income. There are basically three concepts of wealth creation, which is its requirement, its key aspect, and its backbone. In the requirement, like you can see on the screen, is involves three categories. There is the time. It requires time. It's not a form of Ponzi scheme or a quick scheme of getting rich. It requires a considerable number of time or amount of time. It requires a lot of effort. Yeah, it requires technical and physical ability. It requires quite amount of effort, and you need to also be disciplined. And an undisciplined person cannot create wealth. So these are the major requirements for wealth creation. Then for the key aspect, it's risk taking. Like it involves a lot of risk. Every businessman, everyone who has gone into investment knows that you need to be someone who is ready to bear risk. So it is long term. It is not a short term, just like I said before. It's not a short term. It is a long term. It could be long term investment. There are people who invested in shares, and that shares stayed for up to 25 to 30 years before they begin to generate a lot of profit when they sell it off. Then it involves strategic planning. You need to be someone who can strategically plan, know the asset that is yielding, and you put your money there. You take your money out from the assets that are not yielding and put it in the assets that are yielding. And in the coming days, I'm going to show you how I've been able to do that. Then it has another three backbone, which are very important. Like I said before, it requires physical and mental capabilities. You need physical capability, which is you need to be physically hardworking. You need to be physically hardworking. That is, you need to find yourself a job to start with, of something doing that can give you that seed income to invest. Then you also need mental ability. You need to be mentally hardworking to be able to utilize your money and manage yourself very well in order to invest and generate income. Then there is financial management skill. You need to know how to manage your money. You need to know key aspect of financial management. You need to be innovative. You need to be ready to try new things. You need to be ready to network with people. You need to, just like we are doing now, you need to talk with like mind. You need to go to conferences. You need to go to, places that can assist you to be able to know things that you don't know before. How then are you going to feel when you become financially rich, when you achieve financial success, when you become wealthy? Yeah, when you become wealthy, you will feel self-satisfied. You will feel that you are satisfied. You will feel happy, especially your old age. You will feel satisfied and happy. Then you will feel financially successful. You will feel you'll be so happy that you are now financially successful. Then you will see it and feel that your dreams have come true. It's very important to note this. We're going to be looking at the framework of wealth creation, as in the wealth creation principles. But before we continue on this, we'll go on a short break, but stay tuned to the channel. We'll be back again. Now, we are back to the framework of wealth creation. So you need to understand these principles. If you must create wealth, this is a summary of how it works, how wealth creation works. But before we begin to explain this in detail, you need to be able to answer these questions. There are 3 questions there. You need to understand, you need to know what wealth is and what wealth is not. So, like I said before, a lot of people who are rich think they are wealthy. So you need to understand what wealth is and what wealth is not. Someone who has gone to a beauty pageant or contest in a beauty pageant, and probably win a prize, a cash prize of 100 million naira. The person is rich but not wealthy. You need to invest that 100 million naira in acquiring assets and more assets over a period of time. Is a period in which that asset begin to generate income, large amount of income for you before you be considered a wealthy person. Then you need to understand the concept of money, what money is and what money is not, because a lot of young people today don't know what money is. You need to know what money is. You need to know why you need money. You need to know what money can do. You need to understand that. In subsequent video, I'm going to be teaching on the core concept of money and what money is all about. Then you also need to understand the purpose of cash. You need to understand cash flow, cash build-up, cash protraction, and how to use them to your own advantage. And all this, we shall be looking at them in our subsequent videos. Now we are going now into the framework, the core understanding of wealth creation. Wealth creation actually starts with, you getting a job or getting something that you put your time. And the reason why you need to do this is because you want to create income. Income is very important. You need to get a job, put your time into the job and create income. Now, when income begins to come, that is where we begin to differentiate between the poor people, the middle class people, and the rich people. For the poor people, when the income comes, large amount of the income goes into, bills. They pay their rent, they pay their utilities, feeding, they spend all the money in output and go back again to work. This is how they understand, wealth creation. This is how they understand financial management. Then if this is the only thing you do, then you're on your way to poverty. If you work and you spend most of your income in, paying bills, in fact, 90% of your income goes to paying bill. And when your bill increase, you go put more time into work in order to get higher income and spend all on bill payment. Then if this is what you do, then that means you are of the poor mindset. Now, for the second category of people, that is the middle class people. These are people who, put their time into their job and generate income. The difference is that this category of people put more of their income in output and debt servicing, but they still get, considerable amount of their income that goes into cash build-up. And cash build-up is like a savings. When you save money over a period of time, then it comes like it grows into a large sum of cash. But the truth is that this category of people don't put this money into investment. And you know, when you have only cash, then this cash can lose value over a period of time due to inflation. Then these are the middle class people. Then for the rich people, the same thing applies. They put their time into their job and get income. But the difference is that the rich people try as much as possible to reduce this output. You know, they try as much as possible to reduce their bill to the minimum and reduce their debt to the minimum. So that when the income comes, only a small size of the income goes into the output. That is the bills, the rent, the upkeep, and so on. And only a little portion of the income also goes to debt servicing. So that large amount of the income goes into assets. And what kind of asset is here? I call it income producing asset. Large amount of their income goes into income producing assets, and this is actually what leads to wealth creation. You know, the truth of it all is that when you invest in assets at the beginning, it yields no profit. There is no income. You know, you can be frustrated along the line, but every wealthy person already knows that this is how it works. When you invest into assets, initially it yields zero income, but with time it begins to yield little income. Then as the time goes by, the income increases until a point. There will be a point whereby the amount of income producing assets you have will be able to generate large amount of income in such a way that that income will take care of this output, all your output in the month, and service all your debt, and you will still have large amount of income left in your savings. And by so doing, you are on your journey to a successful wealth creation. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for joining us up to this time. If you are just joining us now, do us well by subscribing to this channel and turning on the notification bell so that when we make subsequent video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Also, do not forget to share and like this video. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye-bye.